The following is a morning walk conversation with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 22nd of June, 1975, in Los Angeles, California.
Brahmananda is not come? Nobody knows why?
He was a Mangal He was not dancing very much, though. So maybe.
How he comes? He's running. Oh, another car?
Yeah.
Asakti tad vasati sthale. If one becomes attracted in the place of Krishna everywhere, especially where his Leela was performed. So Brahmananda, why late today?
I was in the temple chanting.
Oh.
I didn't think you would come so early.
This early?
Well, earlier than yesterday.
No, I don't think. What is it then?
10 minutes to 6.
Yes, yesterday you left about 5:40, and today you left exactly at 5:30. So,
I came just after you left.
I think your watch is slow. Actual time now.
5:51.
Yes.
My childhood, I remember, I went to see football match in the Maidan.
Calcutta Maidan.
Yes. So when I was returning, of course I was walking throughout the whole, at that time our house was their Malik's house. So from Maidan to Mahatma Gandhi house, I came, and all the watches throughout the road the same time. When every watch was, every clock was wrong. When I was going, so I suppose I saw 5:10 here, then few steps further, 5:10, 5:10, 5:10, like that.
Not anymore.
Huh?
Calcutta, it's not that way anymore.
That's very strict in time.
No, every clock is hours off from each other.
Yeah. Hours. Hare Krishna. Atonement.
Whenever we meet the Christians, they always say that it doesn't matter because Jesus came to save us from our sins. So now it doesn't matter because we're saved.
And Jesus is a fool, and he has taken contract to suffer, and these people are free to commit.
Yeah. Jesus actually
and
said...
they are so clever that they can make God's son also fool. Over clever.
Your sins are forgiven you, go and sin no more. He always gave that injunction, go and sin no more.
There's no description of sins in Bible. What are the sins?
Killing, adultery. They mention it.
There are 10 commandments.
That is.
Worship of demigods. They also say putting any god in front of the one supreme God. Worshipping matter. In Berkeley, there's this one demon, so-called Christian. And every day he comes out and he stands behind us with a big sign.
Big
big sign that these mantras, you will not achieve anything by your mantras and meditation. And he calls us idol worshippers. And now he's writing big signs. Don't chant Hare Krishna with him. He's writing Hare Krishna. And he's telling him,
why you are chanting?
He's becoming one of our men now.
The father of the H-bomb, the man who developed the H-bomb, he retired a week ago, and he said he was very sad that the young people were becoming disgusted with science nowadays, and all the young scientists, they are not as good as the old scientists. They have no desire anymore, really.
Teller?
Yes, Teller retired.
Who is he?
His name is Edward Teller.
So, what he is?
He's famous for inventing the H-bomb.
He invented the hydrogen bomb.
Oh.
He's the main inventor.
Srila Prabhupada, there was a survey of these psychologists, young psychologists, and they asked them whether or not they would like to do research. And the vast majority of the psychologists said no, they don't want to do any research. They don't like to do research because it's all a joke. They don't prove anything. They figure it's a waste of time.
So, Muni, just matanga bhinna. You cannot become a philosopher unless you disagree with other philosophers. Now, so Muni, just matanga bhinna. They are becoming disappointed in science, philosophy, amusement. That is good sign.
Go to colleges, the young people that are working on PhDs, they're very, we're doing all this research, but you can't prove a thing. I ask them, well, this experiment, what will it prove? He says, well, it indicates this, it indicates that, but really, it doesn't prove anything.
It proves only that he is a fool. That is the only.
It's a very nice Indian gentleman. He's a life member. He's a young PhD in chemistry, Dr. Bhatt. He dedicated his PhD thesis to Krishna.
Achha?
Yes, and he quoted Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. And I asked him, what is the practical result of your research? He said, maybe in 20 years they'll find some way to use the research that I'm working on.
So he has dedicated to Krishna. Very also dedicated our doctors. Yes,
I was very surprised. I was at his home and I opened it up and it said, dedicated to Sri Krishna, the supreme scientist. He quoted Brahma Samhita.
Dr. Wolf also believes in Krishna.
Yes.
Very strong.
You had a talk with him yesterday?
He said, I believe in Krishna unconditionally.
Unconditioned, very nice.
What is his specialty?
He is a linguist, PhD in linguist.
Oh, linguistics.
Yes.
Dr. Judah also says like that, Srila Prabhupada. Dr. Judah also says like that.
Achha?
Yes. He was coming to hear Vishnu Janana and Tamal Krishna do kirtan every day at Berkeley. Said he liked to come and hear the chanting very much.
Yeah, he comes every day.
He was very impressed with the bus. He was seeing Radha Damodar bus. He was very impressed.
And whenever a devotee visits him, he's very pleased to see the devotees come and visit him also.
Yes.
In his office.
He's a devotee. Nice devotee.
Yeah.
He's been also to Mayapur, I think, and Vrindavan. And
he met.
Associated with you before. To some extent, so he's got a lot of good association.
Yes, he saw Tito Maharaj, Maharaj.
Yeah, he met them.
He told me that if he was not so entangled with family life, he would want to take sannyas.
He is family man.
Yes.
No. So what is the anxiety? We can take charge of that. Huh? How old he is?
He's about 65.
Ah.
He's just getting ready to retire.
So
He'll be retiring this year.
But he's in very good health.
We spoke with him that when we incorporate Berkeley Temple as a university, he can be affiliated with that. And he thought that would be very nice.
So let him help
Yes.
that our center be affiliated.
Yes. We were thinking if it pleased your divine grace, maybe he could teach one class in his book, and we could have some students come there.
That will be.
That'll be all right.
Oh, yes.
This one psychologist, he comes every week to study Krishna consciousness, and he plays some of the bhajan tapes in his office, and there's 20 doctors in his office, and he plays it so all the doctors can hear. And they all come in and ask him, what is that wonderful music? He says, oh, this is from the Hare Krishna movement. He says, no, it can't be from the Hare Krishna movement. They just chant and dance on the street, the same thing. He says, no, this is the Hare Krishna movement. They're very, very pleased. He gives all his patients mantra cards. So he tells them, you should go to the temple. This will really help you.
This is Nudie Beach.
Nude beach.
It used to be.
Repent on one side and
At one time they made it legal to be nude here, and then later on they repealed the law again. Made it illegal.
Still nude.
Is this still?
In this beach.
Really?
You can either come wearing clothes or not wearing clothes to this beach.
Ah.
Lucky we come early.
Just like the monkeys.
Oh, it was the Laguna that they repealed it.
But why then the lavatory they have made distinction for women and for men?
And now in the colleges, there's no more distinction.
Yeah. Co-educational bathrooms.
One bath. One residence, one
Boys
bath.
and girls live in the same residence on the same floors and use the same bathrooms. Apparently there's no restriction on the association.
Congress,
They're not married.
Congress just passed a law that the health education means that gymnastic classes, every day there's physical education class, must be co-ed educational. They must be. Passed a law like that.
When we noticed that this amusement pier was torn down, I didn't think that it meant that they were less interested in amusement, but they had become more degraded in their approach. The amusement piers, they come here instead to be naked on the beach for their amusement. Or they stay home and use intoxicants, mostly. That is increasing. Something like a prostitute house. And almost every place they are. Not even one part of the city anymore, but you see them everywhere.
The woman gives massage?
Yes, always advertising beautiful young girls to massage it.
This is open prostitution now. They advertise very, very, very badly.
we had a hearing in Berkeley for our temple, whether or not we could live there. And some neighbors were saying that these Hare Krishna people are no good because they don't have any sex life and don't take any intoxication.
They hate sex, they hate women, they hate
they're
drugs.
too pure. They'll make this whole place. They'll take over this whole place.
They'll subvert the whole neighborhood.
We're trying to subvert and infiltrate our philosophy into their neighborhood.
So they are coming to know what we are.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Good morning. Give them invitation. Today is Sunday.
Yes, Srila is speaking with them.
No, you have no card? Love feast card?
I think I have one of them.
Give them. They come.
Jaichitra has one.
He is our enemy. It means Hare Krishna is acting upon it. Yeah.
Like Kamsa.
Kamat, bhayat, krodhat. Either for lust, desires, or out of fear, out of anger, somewhere or other, if one is attached to Krishna, it's like it. So enemy means krodhat, being angry upon us. These Hare Krishna people does like that. So he is angry. So that will also be effective. Krodhat.
Krishna is so merciless.
One day in London, a woman came to try to drag her daughter from the temple.
No.
She came into the temple room with her shoes on, and one devotee she would not remove her shoes, so the devotee pulled off her shoes and she fell down. It was almost like she bowed down. She became so angry she was shouting in front of the deities, and I dragged her out and had to wrestle her out of the temple, literally wrestling with her to get her out the door. And she came back in with a policeman, and she pretended to have a fainting spell because we had beaten her so badly, she said. And she said, "Get me some water." We didn't have any water, so we gave her some milk prasadam, and she drank it without thinking what it was. In so many ways. She saw the deities, she had prasadam, and then she left again. And always completely out of anger. But her anger was so strong that she got a lot of association because of it. She was so energetic, I think she could become a devotee someday.
The most impressive thing for these life members is to come to America and see our institutions. They have letters of introduction. They don't want to live in the temple generally, but they come to see.
That member?
Yes.
The same?
Different men.
Different men.
I know. I made these men life members in Bombay, and I happened to be in Washington D.C. when they came there, and they attend the RTs. It's very nice. They're very, very impressed.
When Kartikeya Mahadevia came to America some time back, he remarked to me that he had come to see all the sights, like the Grand Canyon and like that, but primarily he was just simply going from temple to temple, because the temples were nice, nothing else was so nice as he expected.
Some life members came to San Francisco, and we picked them up in this Mercedes.
That's him, that same man.
And they were so impressed that we had such a nice car for greeting the life members.
They talked about that. It's the same man I met in Washington, D.C., Mr. Podar.
Mr. Podar, yeah. They said, this is the life member
One
car.
gentleman came to see me in Hawaii. He's also like...
Ramesh Lahoti. Ramesh Lahoti.
Mr. Lahoti. Yeah, actually,
yes,
tour.
he knows you very well.
Yeah. Actually, that plan to have a tour is a very good plan. It can be arranged. Because if they get convinced here by seeing this, then when they go there, they'll speak so highly to so many people. I think that they think that we're bluffing to some extent, but when they come here, they see actually it's not just the pictures that we're showing, but there's something substantial behind the picture.
The colleges and high schools find that the teachers appreciate the philosophy much more than the students. They have more brain substance, and it's even a possibility many of them will actually become devotees as they have more association, because devotees are practically the only intelligent people that they ever get to talk to. Even the other members of the faculty, they are not so intelligent to talk to them. We went to see one philosopher. He's written 17 books, and he's a distinguished professor of philosophy. We talked to him for 3 hours. He's very famous. His books are used all over the country. He said, my philosophy is closest to this Hare Krishna philosophy, after you've explained it to me. He will be coming back. He's going on tour. He's retiring. We're also going to try to get him to come to Berkeley.
Is that the one at Pomona College?
No, this is another one at USC, University of Southern California.
Some professors wanted to see me.
Yes, in fact, one is coming over this afternoon.
Today, two are coming. Actually, at the University of Southern California, around 3 or 4 members of the religion department want to come, including the chairman.
So let them come.
Dr. Singh, he'd become very doubtful when you told him they didn't go to the moon. He was saying, do you think they really didn't go? He never thought of that before, that they might have just made a show.
No. If we believe in our Bhagavad, they have not come. It is above the sun planet. 1,600,000 miles above. How they can go?
Srila Prabhupada, at night when we see it in the sky, that moon, that is the same moon that is above the sun? Yes. So their miscalculations are due to their imperfect senses.
Srila Prabhupada, I told Madhava Das in Atlanta that you had said that the sun is actually closer than the moon. And he immediately the sun is closer to the moon, he immediately was able to prove that that is correct.
Oh.
He sat down and he was able to prove something. By the way, they are measuring the distance incorrectly in terms of bending light rays and straight light rays.
Oh.
Sometimes the moon comes in front of the sun.
What is the front?
Between the sun and the earth, the moon comes.
A lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse.
No, eclipse is different. Not according to that. That planet is called Rahu.
Yes. It's not the moon. The moon is
Rahu
not.
covers sometimes the sun and sometimes the moon?
Yes.
This Rahu planet invisible? We cannot see this with our eyes?
Why you believe your eyes so much?
Yes.
Nonsense eyes.
There's this psychology book, and he says that the light spectrum is this long, and that we can see this much of the spectrum of energy. Very nice. This book makes many points that agree with Krishna conscious philosophy.
So, Prabhupada, you say that these astronauts have gone to the Rahu planet?
Yeah, they might.
They might.
That is also very difficult.
I was trying to arrange a meeting between Your Divine Grace and this astronaut, Dr. Mitchell, and also this other famous scientist, Werner von Braun. But they're on the East Coast at this time, so they couldn't come. But they both wrote nice letters that they would like to meet you if they could be in California at the same time.
This von Braun is a big rocket scientist from the old days. He designed the V-2 missile in Germany during World War II, and then he designed the American missiles during the space program.
What benefit he has done?
Well, he's recently said, he retired, and he said now he thinks the only purpose of life is to research about God, to find out about God. He's very famous, so...
And they have finished all their research. Now if they do not come to God, then they are finished.
Yes.
They have nothing to say anyway. Athātu Brahma Jigyāsa, that is Vedanta. Now they have finished all their so-called talent. Now they have to come to Brahma Jigyāsa, inquiry about this. That is their concern now. Now they have cheated public and bluffed them, we are going to this, going to that. They are all failure. Now they are anxious how to keep their position. That is the problem.
They get lots of money for their position,
Because if they are not employed by government with big salaries, who will care for them? Scientists. Unless a scientist may wander or walk in the street, who will recognize? Unless he has got money. I have seen in India so many scientists loitering in the street without any employment. Who cares for them?
They'll have to go on welfare, Prabhupada, pretty soon.
But a saintly person, even if he has no money, people care.
Yes. And it says, Vidyattam cha nipattam cha naiva tullam kadacha. A rich man or a king and a learned man, learned Vidwan, they should not be compared. There is no comparison. Why? Sadesi pujyate raja. A rich man or a king may be worshipped in his kingdom. Vidyan sarvatra pujyate. And if a man is learned, he will be worshipped everywhere. Therefore, he says, never compare with rich man with learned man.
Therefore, it's very important that all the devotees study your books so they become learned.
Yes. Anathopasamam saksha. This is the learning only. To keep them saved from this illusory material energy. Means knowledge. And this Bhagavatam is the essence, cream of Vedas. Nigama kalpataram galitam phalamidam. Nigama means Vedas. And this is the galitam phalam, ripened fruit of the tree.